Tink.
Oh, we got 2 that time.
Yes, we had a pre-tink.
And a tink.
And then a tink.
Yeah, let's not do that.
We're not going there. I just tink. We're not going there.
See, now my face is red. Stop.
Tink. Wow. She is like not quite, salmon, but she's definitely a rosemary quartz. Tink.
Stop. Turn that up.
Oh, okay. I gotta stop the recording over here. Oh, there's a good look. You smiling and me in the.
Being bashful. That's your coy look.
You were red. Why were you so red?
Oh, no.
For the viewer audience
that
is watching this and now going to be able to have access to our.
And we have a first timer in the chat room, of course.
Awesome. So we've got for our people, because if you haven't heard, through Patreon, which is our new way of our listeners and viewers to sponsor us, we're going to be having something that is known as, we're working on the name, but basically what it is we are going to make a mini podcast of our pre-show, because so many people enjoy listening to the crazy stuff like tink.
Stop it.
And making Amy very, very red. Now I'm going to have to find out why she got like 20 shades of red.
Dude, I don't know.
Holy cow! I have never.
I don't know.
I have tried to make you blush, and I have never made you blush.
Yeah,
like that.
It usually takes a lot.
Holy cow! You were like red. That one's going in the blooper reel.
Yeah, that was
good.
Was bad.
So this is the fun you get at the pre-show. Weird stuff that we can't explain.
Watch Amy blush for no apparent reason.
Blush for no apparent reason. Yay! Da 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 da.
Wow.
Ding.
It's a skill I have.
I guess, but holy cow, she was like beet red. It's like, dang. That's loads of fun. So anyways, welcome, folks, for the people that are going, what the heck?
Yeah.
This is what is this? This is a GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast.
It's kind of weird right now.
We are in the pre-show. It is about 8:12 Eastern time, and we've got about 17 minutes or so before we actually get into the show itself. So what we do is what is known as the pre-show. We check to make sure all the things are ready for the show itself, because there's a lot to do before we actually get going, and then we also just kind of talk about stuff, and we hit it right off the bat. I'm not quite sure how much I'm in the doghouse yet.
No, I just don't know why I did that. That was just crazy.
Red. That was like, wow. I mean, you showed up in lovely spectral colors.
Yeah, I was in Technicolor right there.
I think you were matching about right here with the red.
Yeah,
it was like, holy smokes, Bullwinkle.
It normally takes a lot for me to get embarrassed, and you normally don't do it.
And I still don't even know no, please.
And you have met my mother, so you know I don't get embarrassed.
Which is funny, because that's what my daughter says about me. You've met my dad. And go from there. So yeah, anyways, for the people that let's see, sent to hh@gmail.com. I will double check jclemens29. Give me a word or two which one that was about, because we get quite a few emails, and that one just didn't pop off the top of my head which one. We had a lot of really good ones today.
Okay.
And I went through a lot, but let me know which one that was about for the episode.
Remind him his brain isn't as young as it used to be.
I'll tell you what, short-term memory. When you get to the when you get in my age.
I'd tell you what it is, but I might get in trouble.
It's a lot. And short-term memory has it's like, what did I have for lunch?
Did I eat lunch?
Did I eat lunch?
No, that is one thing. And I will tell you this. I have a friend who does a lot of bicycling and this stuff now, and she says, oh, I forgot to eat. Really?
And I'm not that bad.
No, I've never. As a teenager.
Do I look like I forgot to eat?
Well, even when I was not as voluptuous as I am now.
And you are voluptuous.
I have never.
She's very voluptuous.
I have never forgotten to eat.
Yes.
I have forgotten what I ate.
Yes.
but never to eat.
By the
So I don't
way,
understand that.
Bible Man Rick, our
Welcome,
grand
dude.
prize
You are
winner.
a grand prize winner.
It was Bible Man Rick was our winner for the mygeocachingstore.com. He won the ultimate geocaching survival pack from mygeocachingstore.com, and he's in the chat room right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's going to get out in the mail hopefully Monday, because we're going to be gone most of next week.
Yes.
And but we're going to try to get that out in the mail by Monday. But that was a $70 prize.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
He won, and it's so cool. I mean, I'm happy with whoever wins, but when it's a regular that wins, it's just that much cooler, because it's like, hey, you know, this is why we're here. This is why it's cool to get in on the prizes, because there's a lot. J Clemens 29, the what to bring for a CETO event. Did we not have? We just did CETO, did we not, or am I confusing it with Geocaching Podcast a couple weeks ago?
We did talk about CETO,
but not necessarily about what to bring to an event for that. And we can do, you know, we got a couple of minutes. We got some time for stuff like that. Because it's,
you're welcome.
Yeah, it's so much that like, again, short-term memory. These shows, we are on episode 63.
Yeah, because we talked about the grabbers.
Right.
And the gloves.
Yes, but I think that
we
was
did.
Yeah, we talked about a bunch of that. We will go over more with that, because CETO is always a good thing to go about.
Sure.
And we'll get into it. But, you know, the main things to bring to a CETO event.
I think he was having ideas, though.
Yeah, and we'll go over it. But the main things that we when you go as a person who is actually going to do, you're going to help out in a CETO event.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gloves are a big plus. You really got to consider the area you're in.
Yeah.
Because, like, in North Carolina,
Boots.
we have 7 different types of venomous snakes. Matter of fact, I had a person call me up earlier in the week saying, I've got this snake in my garage and I don't know what type it is. And so I had her describe it.
It's in the garage, so yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, but eventually you have to go in there and do things.
Yeah, but whatever. They're going to hide.
Yeah, and it ended up being a king snake, which is a very, this one was only about 1.5 feet long.
It's baby.
So it's just a baby, but they're a black snake with white or yellow lattice type lines on them. And they look scary. You kind of think water moccasin, but water moccasins.
People are scared of snakes regardless.
Yes.
And I get that.
Yeah. And there's this one, they're actually king snakes are incredibly helpful because they eat other snakes.
As are black snakes.
Yes. Yeah, and black snakes get big. Did I ever tell you?
Black snakes do get big. They get about 9 feet long.
Yeah, did I ever tell you about Jeff?
I thought it was Fred.
No, I thought it was Jeff. Anyways, the house that I lived in years ago, when I first moved here in North Kakalaki, the the water heater, the houses in North Carolina, the water heaters are under the house, kind of in the storage space underneath. They don't have a lot of basements here. And the water heater went out. And the guy that went to fix it went through the crawl space and went to work on the water heater. And he came back and he said, just wanted to let you know that you may have a snake issue underneath your house. And he said, oh, why?
If you have a basement
in
North Carolina, you probably have a snake.
Yeah. He pulled out this huge, it looked like a python, the snake skin.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, my God. It was stretched out. It was like, wide. I'm like, what the heck? And he said, yeah, you actually have probably about a 9.5 foot black snake. Mm-hmm. And I went, 9.5 feet? Because in Michigan, you've got a lot of snakes, but they're all 3 foot, 4 foot tops.
Oh no, that's a baby.
Yeah, and he said, yeah, I know for a fact that you do because I just saw it.
Yeah.
And I went,
black snakes are really good.
And I said, should we get rid of it? What do you? He said, no, leave it. He said, you will not have a rodent problem. Mm-mm. You will not have a snake problem. They pretty much stay to themselves. Mm-hmm. We live by kind of a wooded area, so he says what will happen is this time of the year they go underneath the house and hibernate. That's where they go. When it's more towards springtime, they'll go out and they'll go back into the woods, and you won't see them.
Except if you live with my parents.
Yeah.
And one got in the house.
Right. Yeah, that makes it fun.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
And my mother found it. Now, my mother is not quite 5 feet tall.
Yeah, she's
and
compact.
She is. And she found it, and you heard blood-curdling screams from here to the next county. And my dad went in there, and he busted out laughing, and she's like, I don't care if you think this is funny or not. You get it out, and you get it out now. It was in the washing machine.
Oh, good.
I don't know how it got in
there. Well, there's your problem.
She's like, I got to do laundry. If you want clean clothes, you better get this thing out now.
So, long story short, how we got into snakes this way from CETO events.
Yeah,
definitely. We went from gloves.
Oh yeah.
To gloves, boots, wear what's appropriate to keep you safe, whatever area you're in. Obviously, if you're out west, you've got different types of snakes and scorpions.
Actually,
and
North
bugs.
Carolina has scorpions too.
Yes, they do, but it's in the far eastern
mountains. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's far western, I should say, part of the mountains. Yeah, we've got everything here, and so yes, a lot of times these CETO events, they come well equipped. In other words, if it's hosted by, like, say, the organization for geocachers for that state, a lot of times they will provide, if you're at a park, they will provide the garbage bags, the gloves, water, all the necessities for having a good time doing a CETO event there. But always bring extras.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case.
If you have it and don't need it, it's better to not have it and need it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, tons of stuff. And we'll go over more stuff for CETO. So, yes, thank you so much, Jay Clemens 29. We'll go over stuff like that as well in future episodes, because we bring up CETO 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
Because it's a necessary
ongoing thing.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Let's see. Other things. Patron. That is something that I definitely want to go over. We have a new sponsorship. If you go to geosnippits.com, and the left side of the screen on the website where we do our live show viewing, we have a earn rewards. Keep our shows going. Sponsor me at Patron. Now, Patron is really cool. It is a kind of it's a sponsorship, but it has and I can't think of the term that we have with it for startups, type of feel to it. And basically what happens is you can donate to our shows, anything that falls under the Headhardhat Productions umbrella, which is the GeoSnippits videos, the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, the Geocaching Podcast, that and the vlogs, all the stuff that we do through Headhardhat Productions. You now have the opportunity to very easily donate pretty much any amount that you want to us. And I can tell you... And
by us, he means the show.
The shows. Everything goes to, matter of fact, most of the stuff, and you'll find out we actually have some different categories that we want to accomplish as goals this year. Some of them are rather lofty, but if you don't think big, things don't happen, is quite frankly how it is. And you can give as much as $1 for any podcast that we do. What we'll do is each of our weekly GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast shows that we do, like the episode we're doing tonight, that will go as a designated patron show. What you do is, for each one of those shows that we do that we designate as a patron show, you donate X amount. Could be $1, it could be 50 cents, it could be whatever you want. The idea is there will be 52 of them, one for each week for the year. If you donate $1 show, that's $52 for the year that you would donate. And with that, there are rewards that you gain when you do this. Now, if it's just a couple of bucks, we'll give you a hearty thank you and appreciate it, and every dollar helps. Absolutely every dollar helps. We've got 2 sets of awards, and there will be more coming, where if you donate $25 a year, and you can set goals. So in other words, it's like, wait a minute, one a week, how quick that's going to add up? Well, obviously $52 a year is what it would add up to. But say you just want to donate $25. You put in the pledge of $25. When it gets to $1 a show, it'll get to the $25 mark, and it will stop.
Yes.
At that point. And then later on, you can change it whenever you want to, if you want to donate more. If you donate $25 for the year, you get access to our GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-shows. It's a brand new thing that we're going to be putting out only for patrons.
Now, this does not mean that in order to see us every Thursday night that you're going to have to pay.
No, absolutely not.
When you come see us Thursday night, it's
a regular
still
show.
Free. Nothing on Thursday night is going to change.
Right. Yeah. So what will happen is we've had so many requests. We put this up as a reward system. We've had so many requests for people that listen to just the podcasts that they want to hear the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
So as a bonus feature, if you donate $25 a year, we will put you in, and you will get instant access to the pre-show podcasts each week. So you'll get 20 minutes at least of good material of just what we're talking about right now, stuff that goes on during the pre-show. We get into a ton of subjects, a lot of stuff. You'll learn a lot of background things about Amy and myself and things that go on with the show that you don't usually even get in the show itself. So you get a lot of bonus feature when it comes with that.
Right.
If you donate $1 a week, in other words, $52 for the year, we are also going to do every month, we're going to do at least one. Basically, it's a meet and greet hangout, just like we're doing now, only you can be a part of it.
Yeah,
so,
and there's not going to be anything specific.
It's just hey, let's talk about geocaching.
Hey, what you doing? What'd you do this week? Where'd you go? That type of thing.
Yeah, it's a chance for you to meet up with us on a face-to-face process, just like we do, only instead of doing the show, we're going to be just doing it for meeting all the people.
Right, and it's like you kind of meeting some friends down at a coffee shop,
just
hanging out,
except
it's going to be on the computer.
Yeah, it's going to be a meet and greet, very informal, but it's a way for you guys to talk with us and everybody to pick subjects and talk about geocaching.
And us to find out about you.
And us to find out about you. So what's going to happen is when this starts building up to 10 people, we'll pick out of a hat 10 people that can join right in with the hangout, just like we're doing now. We're going to show it live only to people with an address for our patrons to watch it live, and you'll also be able to see the recorded version of it as well. So this plus the pre-show stuff. So all this for $52 a year.
A year.
And so that's going to help out everybody, and you get some great, you get to talk with us. We get to talk with you and just to have a good old time. We'll have the chat room going just like we have now, and we're just going to get everybody together. We'll pick a Saturday or a Sunday and just hang out for an hour or two and just chill and talk about geocaching. All right, so that's all for Patron. And again, if you go to www.patreon.com.
P-R-O-N. Is that what you said?
Yes, patreon.com/Headhardhat. And when you do that, you'll go to our site, or if you go again to the website at geosnippits.com and click on the Sponsor Me on Patreon, you will go immediately to the site and make your donations. And again, it can be $1 at a time, it can be 50 cents at a time. We're going to designate at least each one of the GeoSnippits podcasts during the year. We may do a couple of vlogs in that down as well. And again, you put your max limit on how much you want to donate at that time. When it gets to that point, you're done.
And obviously, don't do more than you can afford just because you want to do that.
Right.
Because that would be just. There's no sense in that.
Right. But this is a great way for you guys to get rewards. We're going to have some contests thrown in with it as well, only for the patron members. You still get GeoSnippits absolutely free.
Yep.
And your donations are going to literally help keep the lights on.
You can still go to YouTube.
Yep.
And you can still come and see us on Thursday nights, absolutely free.
Yep. And and this is just a cool way for you guys to get some extra benefits. While sponsoring us as well.
And to help us keep things going.
Keep things going. We
and help the dog keep barking.
Yes, because that's what we need. All right. Let's see. We got 8:29.
Yes, we do.
All right. Let me make sure that the other stuff is set up here, and I'm going to do one quick round for the...
we got a ton of people here.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. And again, 20 minutes. Like I said, poof, gone.
Gone.
All right, let me test some music real quick. Let's do some country. Yeehaw. Yeehaw! Yep, yep, yep. Well, I had to get it in. All right, I think we're just about steady. Ready? Steady?
Steady? Ready? Well,
let me get the... I have to get the... Computer's running a little slow. That's never good. There we go. And I will have that set up so I can turn that on. All right, folks, sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite snack. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is about to start. I'm going to take a swig, everybody, and swig.
wow.
That's professional, isn't
chug,
it?
Chug, chug, chug.
Oh, that's good. I think I'm almost ready. That's
You're not getting my other water.
all part of the fun. All right, folks, we had a lot of fun today. We hope you enjoyed the pre-show. We sure did, and we will go from there. Let me turn this on. There it is. All right, folks. Hitting record.
Yes.
All right. Let's do this thing. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Yeehaw! Yep, yep, yep. We got some new people in the chat room. Welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Headhardhat Smith.
Lord.
And I am here with wife Amy, aka the Headhardhatress. And you know what? We just have a lot of fun. We get to talk about the pre-show. We get to talk about different things that are going on with the show. And
we get to do the pre-show.
We get to see Amy turn 15 shades of crimson. That
I'm never
was
gonna live that down.
You're going to have to just see it to believe it. When you're done, and you didn't see the pre-show, and this is why you're supposed to come, because cool things happen during the pre-show. We started out the show. Just literally, I hit record for the broadcast, and the way it started, something came up, and it caused Amy to turn as red as this is on my tie-dye. It was beautiful. And so welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We are going to have a great time today. It is May 8th, 2014. 8th. Yes, in my show notes, it actually had, I changed the date, and I changed it from 1 to 8.
So it's first.
So it's the first.
TH.
Right, so it was 8th. It's May 8th, 2014. In the next hour or so, both co-host Amy the Headhardhatress and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession known as geocaching. And it was funny because stuff just happens. That's one of the beauties of having a live show. And you're still tearing up from it. It's great. So, yeah, you'll have to check out the pre-show for tonight's show, episode 63, and see what made Amy turn apricot.
Do you even know what color apricot is?
I'm a guy. I know
Apparently
16 colors. So she turned red.
There you go.
Yes. What color is that? It's blue.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's seafoam.
It's seafoam. It's wonderful. It's foamy green.
It's blue.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into. I'm going to start doing Jeff Dunham. All right. So, anyways, welcome to the show. Lots of stuff. Let's see. It was an absolutely gorgeous weekend last weekend. It was in the 80s. The temperature was beautiful. The birds were singing. The sky was blue. The flowers were blooming.
And you felt like...
And I had a migraine like there was no tomorrow. And migraines are one of those type things.
So I went and played with my nephew.
Yeah, so she went and played with her nephew, and I hid in a dark cave.
And you missed out.
Oh, man, that was something. So,
Chicken
yeah.
Brats.
Huh?
We had brats.
I don't want to hear it.
And hot dogs.
I don't want to hear it. It's rough.
Yes.
So, yes, it was gorgeous,
Macaroni salad.
and unfortunately, I did not get any
beans.
geocaching in. You torture me so.
Yes.
So anyways, not too much with that. And this week we're going to have some interesting stuff coming up for the show next week. And we're still not quite sure what we're going to do.
No.
Amy has...
By we, he might mean he.
Yes. Now, for me, I'm going to do some serious geocaching.
Yes, he is. I'm not.
Yes, because what happens is we are going to Wilmington, North Carolina. And for the people that don't know, Wilmington, North Carolina is right on the coast, on the ocean.
And what am I going to be doing?
And you're going to be in class.
I am going to be in classes for work.
But the spouses got to come too.
You're the only spouse that's coming out of our group.
Oh, I'm the only one extra?
Yep. All the other spouses were like, woohoo, I get a vacation.
And I'm gone. Well, I do too because I'm going geocaching.
Yes.
Wilmington has a ton of very, very cool geocaches. And so the problem is we're going to be in a hotel on Wednesday and Thursday. So how this is going to work for the geocaching podcast on Wednesday, I have no idea. And Thursday, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be able to do because you know how that is with hotels and Wi-Fi and just you usually don't get a very good connection when it comes up to stuff like that.
We didn't in West Virginia here.
Yeah. So what may happen is if we can pull off a shortened show just to say hi and tell you how things are going, we might do that. If the Wi-Fi isn't working at all, what I'm going to be doing all during the week is making vlogs of different things.
Yeah, and you can just put some vlogs together and make
a show out of it and go that way. We'll figure something out. Worst case scenario, maybe during the weekend we might do a quick recording of a mini show of all the things that we ran across in Wilmington and go that way. Something somewhere somehow is going to come out in a show form.
And we'll let you know what's going on.
And we'll let you know what's going on through our social networks. Please make sure you're into that, and we'll go from there. So yeah,
I might actually post on Facebook. It's been kind of bad this week with school, so I haven't been on Facebook as much.
Right. So we'll have it out in our social networks. We'll show you what's going on. I know I'm going to be broadcasting through stuff, so one way or another we'll be getting some stuff out to you.
I can broadcast from a class if you'd like, but it may not be as interesting.
Yeah. So we'll get something out for you next week. It just may not be our regularly scheduled show like we normally do. So please hang on to the bar with that as well. All right. So you're saying to yourself, you know what? This is really cool. We love Andy and Amy. We love hearing all the cool stuff that's going on. We can't wait to see all the different geocaching things they're going to get into next week out by the ocean. All that fun stuff that's going on. We want to see the show recorded live. Why? We get interesting things that you just don't normally see in the show itself. You get chances of winning prizes because you were in the show that particular night, because we give that away every so once in a while. How do we do this? How do we watch it? It's very simple. To watch the live feed, join us in the chat room with geocachers literally around the planet. We got a ton of them there tonight. You go to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our social media links. If you go to geosnippits.com, underneath the pictures of Amy and myself, we have a ton of all our social networks that you can click on the little buttons and join each one of them with us. Amy tends to do a lot more things with Facebook. I tend to do a lot of stuff on Google+. We do Twitter. We do all this stuff, but those are the main ones that we work with. The main things that you want to get into with our social networks. Get us in your Google+ circles, because that's where we get a majority of our viewer feedback is through the Google+. Also, if you notice up on our website on geosnippits.com is our YouTube channel subscribe button. Click on that. Anytime we do a podcast like we're doing tonight, anytime we have anything like vlogs, GeoSnippits videos, any of that goes out, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you instantly get anything that we produce right into your subscribe button on subscribe box on YouTube. Instantly. The second tonight's show is produced, boom, it's in your box and it's ready for you to enjoy. So make sure you hook into that. Also, finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your questions, your comments, your suggestions by calling 341-9519, or you don't even have to worry about using that, especially for our friends who are overseas. On the right-hand side of our GeoSnippits website is our Send Voicemail tab. If you have a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, if you have a microphone on your computer, all you have to do is click the Send Voicemail tab, and you can get up to 3 minutes to say anything you want about the show, ask questions, tell us about what you have on your geocaching adventures, ask us what more you want to see on the show, different subjects, things that we've talked about in the past. Let us know what you think about things like that. Anything that deals with the show, give that a try because it's absolutely free, and, that's the best way to communicate with us. All right, tonight we do not have any viewer feedback, but we do have a new contest that is going to be starting next week. And starting, let's see, the actual end date of it is June 7th, 2014, with our 2014, which is WWFM 11. Sunny and Sandy from Podcaster has had this beautiful streak of flash mobs that have been going on year after year. We're up to year 11, and I think they're actually having their first mega this year, flash mob, which I have never heard of before, so that's got to be awesome. And what we are going to do, hon, could you hand me that there? What we have, courtesy of coinsandpins.com, who happens to be one of our sponsors, they donated to us 4 of these fantastic geocoins. These are WWFM11 geocoins. They glow in the dark. It's awesome. And we got 4 of these we're going to give away starting next week, and the next consecutive 4, so up to 4 geocoins, right up to June 7th, we are going to give away each week. One of our viewers is going to win one of these coins.
So pretty.
It's really cool. And I think we're going to mix this up a little bit. We are going to have it so that at least one of the 4, possibly 2, will be done live right here on the show. Yes.
Surprise.
So we are going to do it live. So we won't tell you which week it is. But
I may not even know.
She probably won't.
Uh-huh.
And so what will happen is at least 1 or 2 of the 4 coins we're going to give away live on the show. So you have to be here watching the video in the chat room to win. Okay? To do that, you just meet up at geosnippits.com and watch the show as we do it live. Whoever's going to be in there, and we got a lot of them in there tonight, there's a possibility of you winning these coins. We'll do a couple for the people that are listening to the podcast, but at least 1 or 2 of them is going to go live. And again, that starts next week. We won't tell you which one it is that we do them live. So that's going to give you a little incentive to come and see us because these coins are awesome. Again, thanks so much to coinsandpins.com for donating these to give these out. And you can buy your own while they last. And I don't know how many they've got left. I'll be honest with you. If you go to coinsandpins.com, you can check it out and purchase yours because I know a lot of people want these for events.
I will be doing that.
Yes. All right. I'll let you take that back and put it Put it in the safe spot.
You can even, it's glowing now.
Yeah, it's awesome because we have the bright lights.
Yeah.
And it does that. Awesome stuff. So again, starting next week, that will be out for there. Awesome. Good stuff. Let's move on.
Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by cache-advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-advance.com. Go find it. And also by coinsandpins.com. The best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HARDHAT for a 10% discount. The poker chip geocoins are a new coin that coinsandpins.com now has available. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale.
Wow, she took my bit. I don't know what to say now. I'll take this
You were
part
drinking.
then. All right. We are very thankful to all our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps with our program as well. As well it does.
Thank you.
Moving on. Yeehaw! Yip, yip, yip. I'll tell you what, it was so cool. I love it when we have somebody new in the chat room. It's College Bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, College Bear came in and said, my first live yip, yip, yip. I love it. I love it. Tonight's episode, GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 63, Geocache Upkeep and Replacement. You know, it's that time of year in North Hemisphere where spring is starting to spring more.
Really?
Yeah, that's as best I get. Spring is sprung, and it just didn't come out that way. Anyways,
wow.
Or for some of us, somebody turned on the heat switch and summer's already kicking in. So that's how that goes. I mean, we were close to 90s today.
Yeah, it was. I think the high was supposed to be 91.
Yeah, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, a large part of the United States
I think it's 91
actually,
in this room right now.
Yeah, with the heat. So we're sitting there, drowning in our own sweat. Isn't that delightful? So yeah,
I wasn't going to go that far, but good Lord.
Yeah, it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
So anyways, it's that time of year.
Yep.
And we always like this time of year to bring out some of the, I don't know what you're yipping about. But
I didn't think you'd notice.
Anyways, we thought it would be a good time to start talking about geocaching maintenance and why it's so important. And people go, well, why do you bring this up year after year? It's really, really...
Because people forget.
The people forget, and even if you remind them they forget, that's how I am with a lot of things that I need to do. Suggestive mindfulness is what that is.
Is that what it is?
It's like suggestive hearing, only thinking. Copyright Headhardhat.
I was going to say.
Anyways,
so
basically what happens with this is the geocaches that have been out for a year or more, they are placed into the elements, and because of that, they need either a little bit of help, tender, loving care, or just plain need replacement.
Yeah.
Because things happen. You get the snows and that hit the upper part of the country in the United States. They had record snows this year.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, where things got buried and packed and frozen in ice and then come out of it. And if they're still there, then
Window's closed.
Yeah, no frogs this week, folks.
This week.
Yeah, we want to know if that was pleasant in the background or not. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think they only heard him once.
Yeah, just that 1 week.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that was funny.
The idea is we want to keep the game pieces up to date and pleasant for people to go out and find, well placed and nicely looking geocaches.
Yeah.
And to do that, you're going to have to do some maintenance. So what are some of the things that happen with it? Well, let's just talk about the heat and the cold. The heat and the rays of the sun themselves do devastating things to plastics. Mm-hmm. If you use that cheap transfer type geocaches, we've seen those things go bad in hours. That they've molded and warped so much because of the heat.
Depending on where you are, like in Arizona and Texas.
If you have high humidity and high heat, they really pay it to it. If it's cold, they become brittle.
Crack.
And they crack. You just have to lightly hit them with your hiking stick or just picking them up out of the ice or whatever. They can crack as well. So there's a lot of ways of physically damaging geocaches. One way or another with that. There's just standard ways that geocachers can damage themselves. They've got hiking sticks and their holes.
Most likely accidental. So,
yeah. And you're sitting there poking the leaves and poking the sticks, trying to find where the geocache is, and all of a sudden, pop, and suddenly you got a hole in the side of the geocache. What do you do? Well, we're going to talk about some of that tonight.
And then you got fires and animals and all kinds of
absolutely. The point is that no geocache is immune to wear and tear and will eventually over time need maintenance. Mm-hmm. Groundspeak lightly covers this in their geocaching listing guides. If you go to geocaching.com and their guidelines, you'll find a spot that says geocache listing requirements and guidelines. And here's a couple of the owner responsibilities that you may not even know as part of the guidelines. And the owner is responsible for geocaching listing maintenance. As the owner of your cache listing, your responsibility includes quality control of all posts to the cache listing. And also, it's responsible for the visits of the physical location of the geocache itself. So the idea is it is up to you to, make a decision. Is the geocache in good shape?
Mm-hmm.
Is the site that it is in good shape? Because sometimes that changes.
Is it still in the original site?
Yes, is it still in the original site? Many times you will see that there are public burnings of the area, and sometimes geocaches get caught in that. You have heavy weather that will come in and do with that. You'll have new construction that will come into areas and mess things up, just to name a couple of them. The idea is you make the assessment by going to the geocaching site on a regular basis, make sure it's cool, and if it's not, then to either disable it or archive it.
Well, disable it for a short time till you can repair it.
Right.
And then and make it active again.
Right. And so because the idea is if you disable it, then people, when they're bringing up their listings, will know.
Well, right.
And they won't go looking for it because it's disabled.
Right. And you should also check the logs periodically as well. Well, you should all be getting them anyway, but just for the comments, just in case it says wet log, box cracked or whatever it may be, needs maintenance for some reason, just to make sure that you're keeping up to date with stuff.
Yeah, and the kicker is, if you find a geocache that does need maintenance, you can click on
the owner.
Well, you can notify the owner, and you can also click on the needs maintenance button attribute on the that particular geocache. That will notify the owner as well.
Easier. Yeah.
And that way other people can say, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not a good idea going for that particular one.
Yes.
But the idea is you got to keep regular up on it and make sure that it's playable for other people to come find it.
It's not only the owner's responsibility, but it's our responsibility as the players to let people know if they need maintenance as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that can be done with that. Now, there is a debate that happens with geocaching. It's been going on for years, and one of the ideas is that sometimes geocachers hide a geocache and they do what they consider fire and forget. Mm-hmm. So in other words, they will go through, they will hide a geocache. Excuse me, sorry about that. They will hide a geocache and then just say, it's the community's job to keep up on it.
No,
that's a debate.
Not.
That's the debate. Some people think that all I have to do is put out that geocache and I don't have to look at it ever again.
They don't call them cache owners for no reason.
Brilliant point. I love that. I love you when you do stuff like that. Excellent point. Yes, I
come up with them every now and then.
It's a great thing.
You got to watch that because it's real.
You are the owner, and it's your responsibility to make sure that geocache is in place. And that is, that's what you have to do. You got to do it. You got to go out and actually.
You have to take the responsibility.
Of going out and do that. Yeah. So how often should you do geocaching maintenance? Well, that's debatable too. If you've got a geocache that is in a rather difficult area, kind of hard to get, you get maybe a dozen people, every couple of months to find the geocache, you may not have to do maintenance on it as much. Mm-hmm. If it's one that you're getting 100 hits a week,
you might want to check on it more regularly.
That's going to need more. It's going to depend on how many hits.
Or if it's close to a creek.
Yeah.
Or that type of thing.
Yeah, it's the environment of which it's around, the terrain that it's around.
Yes.
That's going to dictate how often you should do that. Seriously, a lot of geocachers will tell you that what they'll do is they will wait until they start getting messages. I mean,
I disagree with that.
Okay, how often do you honestly think, just off the top of your head, how often do you think a geocache should be checked yearly?
I think it depends on the location.
Okay.
And like you said, the terrain.
All right.
I don't think that it should just be put out there and forgotten.
Right.
Obviously. But I don't think you should wait until you're getting needs maintenance messages either.
So there's got to be a balance.
Absolutely.
The average...
You have to use common sense.
Right.
But if you're in a... Like, there's one behind my office building. Okay. There's one behind my fire station. And it gets a lot of hits.
Yeah.
And for a while there, it was saying, soggy log. You know, you might want to consider changing the box or whatever, the container. There was a lot of comments like that. So I told the guy who put it out that I happen to know, I said, look, man, if you just want to archive this or adopt it to me, I'll take care of it.
Right. And
he hasn't done it yet. But apparently somebody went out and fixed it. But yeah, I mean,
normally
you should really check on that stuff.
Yeah, the shy of the exceptions that happen with things like that. Normally, people check it at least once a year. That's why we bring this up once a year. It kind of is that little reminder.
It should be more than that.
If it's something where you're getting more traffic, it may have to be every 6 months. It may have to be every 3 months.
I would say at least every 3 months.
Yeah. Now that brings up balance with the number of geocaches you may have out too. You may not be able to get to them as often.
Okay, if reasonable, as you can reasonably get to.
Yes, and I think that's a really good way to do that. Now, one of the things that you want to bring with you when you go geocaching, not just being a geocaching owner, but we love to bring this up. Matter of fact, it was all the way back in episode 5 of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We're on episode 63 now. Is this guy?
The repair kit.
Yes. Now, this is the Emergency Geocache Repair Kit, which I'm showing to the viewers. EGRK. Now, I had to change that because when I first called it, I called it the Geocache Emergency Repair Kit, which would have said...
Gurk.
Or jerk.
See, I didn't go there.
So instead of jerk... I changed it to Emergency Geocache Repair Kit. Yes, I know, but it's close enough for hand grenades and horseshoes.
It made you nervous. Okay.
Made me nervous. So it's the EGRK, the Emergency Geocaching Repair Kit. And all it is a $3 toolbox that you can get at, Ace Hardware or any of the hardware stores that you have in your... Huh?
Nothing, go ahead.
That is in the local area, and it's got some stuff in it that I find necessary to do when out geocaching and repair. Now, this is something that I would not necessarily keep in my backpack, but is something that I would keep in my trunk so that if I did come across a geocache that needed to be repaired, this is some stuff to do. What she has in her hands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the number one thing for guys, period, but should be in every repair kit is duct tape. And not only duct tape, this is Gorilla Tape. The reason why I like Gorilla Tape is because it is extra heavy duty, it is waterproof, it is something that if you poke a hole in a lock and lock box or something that you can do a good tape up job on it to keep
you gotta mean
it
to finally, I read finally and said it.
Yeah.
You got to mean it to poke a hole in this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to really try.
Yeah. So duct tape is great.
Yeah.
It's the all-purpose fixer-upper for repairing geocaches. Always keep this in your box because those are good things to do. The other thing I have are ties for zip ties, which are great for putting things like around branches and stuff that has give to it, so it doesn't cut into the branches when you're holding a geocache to something. Velcro is another big thing that you want to keep in.
Velcro is very big down here.
Velcro is very big. It does wear over time.
Yes,
and depending on how many times that the object is taken away from it, it's going to need replacement probably once a year.
However, I will say that firemen do not go through a lot of Velcro.
Really?
Yes. Now, they will go through some stuff, and my boss always says that they can break an anvil with a rubber mallet, and it is very close to true.
Yeah.
But they go through very little Velcro.
Yeah.
So
now I know spots where if you do like a 35 millimeter and you use, depending on the size of the Velcro that you're using, the glue on the Velcro is eventually going to give. The Velcro won't, but the glue adhesive that whatever it's connected to does.
I get the Super Duty.
And those work nice.
So yeah, it lasts a while.
Yeah, those work nice. But definitely Velcro is a thing that you want to have in your kit. extra baggies, the jewelry baggies, the quart size baggies. There's 2 different size jewelry bags that work well for the logs. So those are very helpful when it comes to things like that. They are not to be used as a geocache. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Even when you use the Gorilla Tape over the baggie, it is still not a good geocache, which I have seen. Not the best.
Serious?
Yes, I have seen. I have always extra 35 millimeter containers that we keep for replacements. What these are really good for, the ones that you want to get, if you can even get them anymore, because a lot of places you can't get 35 millimeter containers like you could 5-10 years ago. But if you can get them, get the white ones, the ones that have the real solid, almost an O-ring clasp for the lid. These are the ones that are more watertight than the black ones with the gray lids.
Oh, okay.
So those are really, really good to have. Your next favorite thing to duct tape is twine. This is used for many different things as far as keeping...
Tying your wife up, but when she finds the geocache before you do.
Yeah, well, that's besides the point. But this has a lot of uses for it. Actually, it's great for things like tying a magnet to the bottom of it when you drop your geocache down a grate.
Oh, yes.
And you need to get something out, or to tie a clip to it so that you can grab onto something that fell down into an area. Twine is a very, very good thing.
Or to tie a geocache back up that it was tied up before.
Yeah, absolutely. Logbooks of different shapes and sizes. I have ones that I'm showing here to the viewers. Your standard lined logbooks for the bigger ones, your regular size. You also want to put those in a plastic bag. And your different size 35 millimeter and bison tube logbooks extra as well. Because you're always going to show up and find one that's full.
Or wet.
Or wet and goo.
Yes.
And so you're going to want to replace that.
I can't sign wet goo.
You can't sign wet goo, but
I can't sign glue either, but goo's hard to.
Yep. I also have large baggies for when those are needed, when you've got a geocache that's just completely destroyed and you have to put things together.
Pins and scissors.
Yes, assorted pins for whatever you may need to write on the logs or the geocache itself, and of course an extra pair of scissors. That's just my basic emergency geocaching repair kit, but this you can probably run into just about any situation that you would have while you're out in the field.
And most of this stuff you can get at a
nothing.
dollar store.
Yes.
If you have a Dollar Tree or something like that nearby you that everything's $1.
Yep.
Like we have here.
Yep.
You have to repack that.
Yes. I'll repack it.
But you can get all that stuff, like the zip ties and stuff, for $1.
Yeah.
So and the logbooks and stuff. So it's not going to be that big a deal.
Yeah, and again, it's a small toolbox size shape. I know people that have whole big, huge, those craft store size toolboxes that they keep this stuff in.
Wow. Okay.
And have all sorts of things like wire and chain and everything else that you need. And that's for the specialty stuff. You really come into some bizarre situations with geocaches that need to be repaired. So anyways, lots and lots of stuff that you can have in your emergency geocaching repair kit. The idea is have something ready. I mean, you can keep smaller versions of it in your backpack, like logbooks and plastic bags and things like that. But keep something so that way when you do come up to a situation where a geocache needs to be replaced, that you are able to do that. All right, I think that's pretty much a lot of it. The only other thing that I would like to bring up for a note for maintenance, and I know tonight's going to be kind of a short show with stuff like this, but this is a necessary thing to go over. If you are planning to put out geocaches in general, and one of the things that you need to consider, if you're like, I'm going to put this geocache out, and it's going to be so difficult for myself as the owner to go out there and place this thing, don't do it.
Right. If you can't go check on it.
If you can't check on it.
Then don't put it out.
Yeah, because it's going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And even with WB Tim,
yes,
good example. We were out there in West Virginia. He had just started that geo trail. The first day and he tested this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The first day, one or two of them had an issue.
Had a problem, yep, and he had to go out there and fix it.
He had to go out and fix it. So if it's one of those things where you're going, man, I never want to go back and do that again, don't place it.
Just go get it, do it one more time, and go get it, and never place it out there again.
Because it's not worth it if you can't do the maintenance on it, because it's just going to turn into geolitter.
Or adopt it to somebody else who can.
Yeah. Good stuff. Anything going on in the chat room?
No, they're chatting.
They are chatting. They're all over the place. That is good.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. All right. Well, that's everything we've got tonight on maintenance. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but the idea is get out there. If you've got geocaches, make a list of the ones that you own and go get them checked out.
Yeah, and if you come across some that are damaged or you accidentally damage one, just let somebody know or fix it.
Yep.
If it's easy.
All right. Good stuff. Okay, moving on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippets, we thank you. And we also want to say a special thank you to Jennifer Rush for your generous donation.
Yeah, Jennifer just literally today sent in a donation that was very nice, very helpful, and we thank you ever so much because that is going to go to a ton of things. Matter of fact, it already has. So thank you so much for everything that all of you do as supporters and patrons to the show, and it goes beyond words how much we appreciate it. Speaking of patrons, we have a brand new campaign that we have out. If you go to geosnippets.com, to the left of the viewer where you see the live show, you will now see a thing that says earn rewards, keep our shows going, sponsor me on Patreon, Patreon. Now the way this works is this is probably one of the coolest ways to do a sponsorship program, and we are so glad we are involved with this. The idea is very simple. If you go to there and you click, it will go to www.patreon.com/Headhardhat. And that is the main page to our sponsorship. In there, and the way that Patreon works is really cool. You have, well, let's put it this way. We provide content for our viewers and our listeners to either watch the shows or listen to the shows, watch our vlogs, that type of thing. Any of our blog posts, any of that type of stuff, that's content we put out at a regular basis. We have decided for GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast that we are going to designate, now this, I don't want you to get confused. The shows are absolutely free.
Yes.
Always will be free.
Thursday nights. And on YouTube.
Always that way. For you to do a sponsorship with us, that what happens is each one of our weekly shows for GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, we will designate it as a patron show. And what happens with that is you sign into Patreon at patreon.com, and you designate us as becoming a patron for us. You designate how much you would like to pay, or donate, I should say, to each of our weekly shows. Now, the basic one that we have is $1. It can literally be any price. It could be any price you can put. We just put $1 because that was the base price that goes on with this. The idea is every time we do a patron show, which will be 52 of them a year, once a week, you would get charged whatever that amount is per show. So let's just say, for example, you wanted to spend or donate $52 a year to us. You would designate $1 per show. All right? You can say, well, wait a minute. I don't want to designate $52. That's too much. I only want to do $25. Fair enough. What you do is you designate $1 a show, and when you reach 25, it stops.
That's right.
It's as simple as that. If you want to designate more, you can. If you want to designate less, you can. Now, as a special teaser to our listeners and viewers, we have a rewards program that's designated with that, and it's very simple. What happens is, if you designate $25 a year, what you will get is access to, we have had so many compliments about our pre-show, especially from the people that watch the pre-show, but for the people that listen to the podcast. They want to listen to the pre-show, but they don't have access to it because it's not part of the podcast. And we have a ton of people that listen to the podcast that want to listen to the pre-show. So as bonus material, if you designate $24 or $25 or more, you will have access to, we're going to make the pre-shows, which is about 20 minutes of content a week.
Yeah, it is now.
And it'll probably be more if we get more people.
Yeah.
You will get that as a reward, as a mini podcast each week.
Yep.
And it only goes to our patrons that donate $25 or more. So you will get all that extra content each week automatically as a patron. If you do $1 a week, so that's $52 for the year, you will also get, besides the pre-shows, is you will also get, we are going to have at least once a month, possibly more than that when we can, we are going to have meet and greet hangouts, just like you see in the show right now on the video. So what will happen is you'll come into geosnippits.com just like we do. We'll pick a Saturday or a Sunday. We'll mix it up for the people so everybody gets a chance to get into this. We will invite up to 10 patrons to join us live as we're doing the meet and greet. The rest of you will watch the live video as we're doing the meet and greet and have access to us through the chat room. So anybody around the world can have access to these meet and greets. We're just going to say, hey, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's like meeting your friends at a coffee shop.
Yeah, it's like meeting your friends at a coffee shop. It's like, hey,
except the computer.
Who did stuff with geocaching this week, and let's talk about it, that kind of stuff. Or if you have specific questions that you have about us personally with the show or anything you want to do, it's a way for you guys to meet up with us and also a great way for us to meet up with you.
Exactly.
So
we don't ever get a chance to do that.
Yeah, so it's really cool. We'll do it on a regular basis. You'll be able to talk with us live. If we need a bigger forum, we'll figure it out and go from there. But if you pledge $52 or more, you get access to the Hangouts as well. But it's only for the patrons that provide $52 a year or more and go that way. So that's the reward system we have right now. We're going to also have some contests that you can win some prizes if you're a patron, and go that way as well, and we'll surprise you with those every once in a while. So it's important that you become a patron. We need monies to keep the show going. And it's not just us, it's everything under the Headhardhat Productions
umbrella. Yeah, it's for the show, it's not for us.
Right, it's for the vlogs, it's for the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, it's for the GeoSnippits videos, it's for the Geocaching Podcast. It's all those things get covered under this. And so we're asking you again, if you click on the patron banner to the left of the viewer, or go to www.patreon.com, patron/Headhardhat, and check us out. And it shows all the different details of our goals that we want to meet, all the different things that we need the monies for, and all the rewards that come along with you. So if you got any questions, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be glad to answer them. And please, 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 we are now officially starting our patron program, and we look forward to hearing from our viewers and listeners. So please come along. Good stuff. All right. Let me get the stuff set up here since I was looking. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. All right, enough about giving, things away. We want to do things where you can give even more better things away. let's do the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Dash. Let me explain what that is. We have literally the best companies in the geocaching world that want to get the word out about their company. They want you, our fine viewers and listeners, to know about the products that they provide. To do that, what they do is they send to us some of their products that they want you to know about, and we, in turn, talk about that particular company, the products they provide, and switcheroo it into prizes for you, our viewers and listeners. And that's what we know as our GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. Each and every week we do at least one question, and sometimes we do even more than that. But let's go over what we talked about last week, which was episode 62. And Amy, why don't you go over that, what the prize is?
From gxproxy.com, we had a yellow Ground Zero searchlight.
These are
so got a little hanger thing on it, too.
Yeah, this is a night caching flashlight, and we actually, we're going to have a vlog coming out shortly showing a tunnel cache that we went into. And we used one of these. And this has a really good flashlight in the front of it. They're all LEDs. A huge flashlight that you have here. It's got a magnet on the back and a hook. So you can put this puppy just about anywhere you want when you're out geocaching at night, and it will light things up, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so the question was, what does LED as an LED flashlight stand for? The answer is light emitting diode.
Absolutely.
And I actually knew that.
Yes, you did. It was really great.
He was impressed.
I was impressed.
And surprised.
Yes. Not that, I mean, she's a smart lady, don't get me wrong, but she went, that meant a light emitting diode. And I'm like, what?
Like, how do you know that?
How do you know that? Where in a conversation does that come up? Wow. So anyways.
I work with people who know that, so I pick up a lot of useless information.
Apparently. Okay, so the way this works is very simple. What we do is we count out all the emails that are correct that get sent to us each week. And with that, I have a random number generator. And then in there, it has from number 1 to the total number of correct answers that we receive for that week. So what happens is I press the random number generator, and it gives me a number to count by.
A random number.
A random number that is now known. And then also what we have is all the correct answers, all the correct emails that we have for the week. Now, Amy is going to take her magic coin, and she's going to flip
Canadian,
it. It's not Canadian, but it's a coin.
Yeah.
And she's going to flip it, and it's going to say whether it's heads or tails. Now, if it's heads, we're going to go from 1 to whatever the random number is from the top of the list. If it's tails, we go from the bottom one up to the count of whatever the random number is from the bottom. That just adds a little more randomness to the experience.
Yes.
Okay, which way are we going?
Tails.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. All right, so I'm going to go down to the bottom. And there's a lot this time. And we are going to go... Okay. Let's see what we have here. All right. We have, from Las Vegas, Nevada, we have Gray Wolf 85. Randy.
Okay, hang on.
So she's going to type it in our notes so we know who the person is. So Gray Wolf 85, you are the winner from Las Vegas, Nevada, and we will get that prize out to you as soon as possible. Now, we got a couple of people. It's been a couple of weeks since we've actually sent out prizes. And we do apologize with that. What we do is we wait until we get the donations enough to actually send the prizes. So that will be coming out within the next week or so. If you haven't received a prize and you're still expecting it, we apologize for taking as much as it is, but we will get them out as soon as possible, hopefully within the next week or so.
Hang in there.
Hang in there. They are coming, and we haven't lost anybody yet.
Yep, it's sitting right over there.
They're sitting right there. They will be going out shortly with that. So anyways, congratulations to Gray Wolf 85 for winning the prize tonight. And I'm going to mark this just so that I make sure that I have it. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, wait a minute. They're giving away really cool prizes. That was a neat flashlight. I'd like to win one. And it's not a cheap one either, by the way. Those are really nice. You're going to say to yourself, I want to win prizes. They got cool stuff. They give out geocoin sets. They give out all sorts of things from really, really cool companies. I want to win one. Well, actually, we do too, but we can't. Anyways, how do you do that? How can you win? Because you can. It's very simple. To be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Stash, one, you have to send an email with the correct answer. Now, for this week's show, episode 63, you have to get your answers in for tonight's question by 12 noon Eastern Time, Wednesday, May 14th, 2014. And I'm going to change the bottom third here.
Yes, please. So
that you can see. There we go. You can go through and send your emails to gsreboot@gmail.com, gsreboot@gmail.com. In the subject line, put question 1. In the episode, put 63 for tonight's show. All correct answers will be put in a drawing, but some weeks we are going to have, during the live show, we're going to give away a prize right then, right there. Now, we're not going to have it tonight, but I will tell you this. For the next 4 shows, you have a possibility of having at least 2 of those WWFM11 geocoins going live right on the show. So out of the 4 shows, 2 of them at least are going to be able to go out live. So you stay tuned, come in and get them. So that's what we're going to be having planned for the next month. So you know now how this is going to work. You got a 50-50 chance, or 1 in 4 twice, 2 in 4 twice, 1.5. I hate fractions. Anyways, you got 2 chances out of 4 out of the next 4 weeks of us giving away one of those WWFM11 coins live right on the show. So stay tuned, come on by, say hi, and do that. But we have to do tonight's question. So, Amy, yes. Why don't we do episode 63 and tell them what the prize is?
The prize is from cache-advance.com. It's a vehicle travel bug.
Yes. We have a vehicle travel bug that you have that will be placed very nicely on the window.
I really like it.
These are really cool. They turn your automobile into a travel bug, which is very popular at geocaching events.
Yes.
And that is the prize for tonight's episode 63.
And the question is, there is a way of giving a geocache a type of kudos for being particularly good. On geocaching.com, what are these kudos actually called?
Yes. So if you want to say that this geocache is really, really cool, there's a way of doing that on geocaching.com. What is that called? All right. That is what we have for next week. Good stuff. Yeah. Let me change this here, and we will move on. Let's go. All right, good show. Lots of stuff, and we hope you enjoyed it. It's always good to remind you to get out there and get your geocaches back up to snuff and do some maintenance on it. And we hope you learned a lot from that, and it rang that little bell a little bit more saying, hey, I really do need to get out and do that. Hopefully this helped. All right, also, next week starts again the WWFM11 Geocoin giveaway. Be there, be square, folks. We warned you. You got to be here to win at least 2 of the 4 shows coming up in the next month. Also, let us know what you think about the show. Things that you like, things that you didn't like, stuff that you want more of. Let us know, and we would love to hear from you. Get some voicemail for this kid over here. She needs to hear, what you think about viewer feedback and things that you're doing out in the, geocaching world. And we don't like a sad Amy. I gotta live with her. Come on. I'm just saying, make her a happy Amy, because a happy Amy makes a happy everybody. Just saying. All right. Why don't you wrap things up, Amy?
All right. I want to thank our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Thanks to Annie Headhardhat Smith. And thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and see you next time.
Absolutely.
You were late.
It's one of those nights tonight. We are sweltering in the studio. I don't know how to tell you this. Yeah, anyways, we want to say special thanks to wife Amy for everything that she does. She keeps that chat room a-hopping and lets us know everything that's going on from geocachers all around the planet while we're doing the show, and I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. She sits there and pokes me in the side every once in a while saying, hey, by the way, say this. So it always works well with the chat room because that makes you a part of the show just as much, and that just makes the show that much better. And let us know what kind of ideas that you have for future shows coming up. We were talking to some people earlier today in the chat room about some ideas that they would like to see on the show. Send us those in so we know. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, well, anyways, folks, we're going to be wrapping it up. We want to see you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And as we like to say here in the GeoSnippets Studios, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media sites or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519 or use our website Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a Headhardhat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. Whew, I'll tell you what is sweltering in the GeoSnippet studios tonight. I'm not sure why so hot, but I've been sneezing. It is hot. Plus, it helps with your sinuses. That's always lovely.
Mine were fine.
Yours were fine?
Mine were fine.
Oh, man, you could see the sweat just coming off. This is one of those days. Hokey smokes bullwinkle. So anyways, thank you so much, folks, for coming on by and joining us with the GeoSnippets Reboot Podcast. We love having you here each and every week. Please check out the Patreon program. This is something that's going to really help keep the show going and is desperately needed. I got no other way of putting that. We really, really need all the help we can to help keeping all of our shows going. And again, we appreciate everything that you give to us to help keep that a reality. So we are going to end the broadcast. We will see you some form next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those things where
we're going to have to let you know.
We'll have to let you know what's going on. It's probably going to be a series of vlogs that we'll have next week. And go that way. If I can show up for a couple of minutes to say hi with you on Thursdays just to go that route, we can do that. We may just do if the connection goes on, we just might do a meet and greet next week on Thursday just to say, hey, we don't have anything planned, but if you want to show up and talk, we'll give access for you to come and go that way. Whatever, we'll plan something out. It's going to depend on the Wi-Fi capability of the hotels, and I never trust that ever.
Nice.
Yes.
It's nice.
It's good? Mm-hmm. We'll see what we get. No, it's always...
Scamp.
Yes. So we will work it out. And if not, we will be on the beach giving reports of geocaching on the beach, however that goes. So have a great week. If we see you next week, we sure hope so. If not, it'll be the following week. And we will definitely get content in one shape or another out to you fine folks to keep you abreast of what it's like in Wilmington, North Carolina, right on the ocean.
Yep.
Yeehaw. All right, guys, have a great week, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, folks.